I would say what the Observer means to me is about self-expression, the self-expression of myself initially, but also others in my interviews, and it makes sense since we are the student voice of Fordham Lincoln Center.
It's a second family to me where while we're working super hard to produce content we're proud of, we're also supporting each other and making great memories along the way.
I think my favorite memory so far in my experience with the Observer has been getting a personal sword tour from one of our writers who has basically an entire armory, and I think that is definitely an experience we would not have gotten in person.
The Observer provided me with a place to both do some really good and meaningful work on campus and hang out with my friends and build a community. So when you combine those two things, it was a pretty special place.
I think the Observer really helped me grow as a writer. And I also think it's very important for students to have a platform to critique the institutions that hold power over them.
To me, the Observer means growth as a writer and as a person.
The Observer signifies my foundation as a journalist. It was my first platform for me to find my voice and share my ideas with the world. And the skills that I learned at the Observer are the same skills that I employ at my newsroom every single day today.
When I was in college, my sister used to refer to the Observer as my newspaper cult. And then later on, when I went into mechanical engineering and joined Engineers Without Borders, she used to say it was the Observer all over again. And thinking back on this, it makes me realize that everybody needs something to be passionate about when they're in an academic setting, and the Observer really was that for a lot of us. I think it was an incubator for passions.
What does the Observer mean to me? To me, it's about friendships, the chaos of getting close to deadline, and the satisfaction of having something really amazing to show for it after all that madness is over.
The Observer is where I learned to do journalism. Not just writing and editing, but making the million little decisions that go into crafting an article or putting out a publication that you just don't really learn in a classroom setting quite the same way. It's also where I met a lot of friends who are still friends to this day and got to know the woman who is now my wife. So the Observer is really important to me, and here's to the Observer on its 40th anniversary, and here's to the Observer for many more years to come.
Community.
The Observer was a central organizing principle in my college experience, and I feel like I still utilize things I learned editorially there in my songwriting, in my investigation of the world, and I am grateful to be part of a lineage that connects me to everyone else in this video and to everyone who's part of the staff today.
Many fond memories, getting to know and work with a lot of wonderful and talented people, and a connection still to Fordham College at Lincoln Center.
Congratulations, you've come a long way from the early 1980s when we were at the Observer, laying it out with hot wax and X-Acto knives. You know, working at the Observer, you never know what it'll lead to. I met my wife Julie there, we were both editors, and we're still married. So you never know. Congrats again.